Okay then, just a quick one for me today, covering a little bit of sport. After a couple of the events of the last couple of days, we'll look at Arsenal and Chelsea. It's probably mainly going to be Chelsea we're going to look at the end of this message, but what about Arsenal first? We've got one team there that doesn't seem to want it, and another team that isn't going to get it the way they're carrying on. Arsenal, what on earth's going on? 3 games? 3 draws? When you're coasting it? Draws against teams you should be battering? A goalkeeper that's come out in sympathy for De Gea? What on earth is going on? Southampton can't get a point against anybody, never mind 3. And they're 3-1 up at one time. I sort of feel sorry for Arsenal fans out there because I think it's gone, lads. I think, lads and lasses, I think it's gone. I honestly believe you could go to City this week, and although I'm pretty sure you'll get beat, especially on the back of recent results and the fact that your morale must be at an all-time low, I think you could go to City this week and win, which would put you as probably favourites again to win the Premier League, and I think you'd still lose it. Because the way you've been going, I still feel you've got drop points in you, and I don't think City have. So my prediction would be, even if you win in midweek, City still go on and win the league. And that, that would have been heard of a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, had you got maybe 1 draw and 2 wins, gone to City and won, it'd have been all over. But I just think you've given it them back, and I wouldn't know why you've done it. I always expected Arsenal to falter, to fail, but I thought it'd have been probably 4, 5, 6 weeks ago when the pressure started to crank up. And you weathered all them storms, you had a couple of results what look like they're going against you, and you've won them in 90 minutes. You've done fantastically well to get where you have. And then with a reasonable running in front of you and a good few point cushion on City, you've given it away. Madness. Anyway, if you agree, comments down below, Arsenal fans. If you don't, sorry, you're not going to agree probably. But again, if you agree, comments down below. If you don't, again, comments down below. But the main point of this message was Chelsea. What the hell is going on at Chelsea? If reports are to be believed, and I've no doubt to think that they are right, this Nagelsmann fella, who I don't know a lot about, but I know he's the new, I think they were calling him the mini Mourinho in Germany a couple of years ago. If the reports are right, he's had the interview for the job, he's knocked the job back, and the reason he's knocked it back is he wanted to start now. And Chelsea said, oh, no, we're not ready for you yet. If that is the case, what is going on? You bring Lampard in, who's had no real success anywhere and is something of a novice. You give him 10, 12, 14 games if they'd have stayed in the Champions League. I don't know what it might have been. He started as poorly as I would have expected him to. He's not going to get the gig next year, no matter what happens, unless he goes every game win, and that ain't going to happen. And even then, I don't think he'd get the gig. You're not going to bring Tuchel back, obviously. He's now at Bayern. I believe they're looking at company. They fancy company greatly. May, and I stress may work, but I would suggest he'd be up against it. He did a little bit in his home country. He's done great in what used to be League Two, which is now the Championship, but it's still only the Championship. He would come on the back of Potter, who did fantastically at Brighton, got the big job and couldn't cut the mustard. Surely, should company get it, we're going to have a similar outcome, aren't we? And then the other one that's coming into the picture now is Pochettino. The gun for hire. Well, that's all well and good. He brings young guns through. He gets on great with his players. But is it the same Pochettino that when they lost in the Champions League and went out, was it semi-final or final? Semi-final, I think it was. Was it final that Tottenham got to? I can't remember. But he actually said just before his last game there in the Champions League, if we go on and win it, I will probably leave Tottenham and go for another project after that because I can't better what I've already done. Or I will give somebody else a chance. He said one of those things. I can't remember what it was. And I thought to myself, you don't win a Champions League and then walk away. Who in the right man does that? What manager that's worth anything and got anything about him walks away after winning Champions League. You want more and more and more. That wasn't what Pochettino said. Do you want him at your club? I wouldn't want him at mine, because there was shouts he was coming to United. I didn't want him at United. But this Nagelsmann, I mean, I've read his CV today. He's done brilliant. He's at Hoffenheim. I think that's where he started. He started with under-19s and won the under-19s Bundesliga. So he's beat the likes of Leipzig, where he next went to, Bayern Munich, Dortmund. He's beat them all. He's then gone to Leipzig, and I think come second to Bayern Munich there in his first season. By the way, when he went to Hoffenheim, after winning with under-19s, he then went to the Hoffenheim first team, and I think I read when he went there, he was in a relegation in the relegation zone with them. There was 14 games to go, of which he won 7 and kept them up. On the back of that, Leipzig picked him up. He came second to Bayern Munich. He went to Bayern Munich and won a league and won a cup with them. He's been the youngest manager to do whatever he did at Leipzig. I think to get the Hoffenheim. I think he took them in the Europa League, or he took them in the. It may have been the Champions League preliminary game. He was the youngest manager. He was the youngest manager to win a game in the Champions League. He was the youngest manager, I think, to get in a quarter-final in the Champions League. The youngest manager to get in a semi-final in the Champions League. The boy just seems to break records wherever he goes. You know, surely if I'm at Chelsea and I'm on the board there and I've got a choice between Lampard, Company, Pochettino and Nagelsmann, I'm going to go for Nagelsmann. And if I've interviewed Nagelsmann and quite like him, and maybe Bowley didn't like him, and he tells me he wants to start now, at a time when they're in turmoil and at a time when it gives him a chance to address and assess his players for the next 10 games, 9 games or whatever that may be, and make up his mind of who stays and who goes in the close season, and gets him time to work out a transfer list, a transfer wish list for the close season, surely you bring him now. You get rid of Lampard and you bring him in now. You don't risk losing him because he doesn't want to wait till next season, or he wants you to interview 3 or 4 more managers. Crazy. Chelsea, what are you doing? Great for the other teams at the top like mine. It's great, you know. All I can see for Chelsea next year is more pain. That is all I see. This Bowley has got absolutely no idea. And all I see for Chelsea is pain. But you've got a chance of a top manager then. It looks like you've passed him by. Anyway, again, if you agree, comments below. If you don't, that's what it's there for. Comments below. Thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter to me. Okay, have a good day.